This weekend is our Champions Weekend, which is our patient advocacy and empowerment retreat, where we take people living with various chronic illnesses from across the country, and we bring them together in a retreat-style function where we teach them about advocacy skills and self-advocacy, grassroots advocacy, and we use this as an opportunity to really build a cohort of individuals that are going to go out and teach their different disease communities all about advocating for their needs and for change within the chronic illness community.
At Champions Weekend, we're trying to build the most effective group of patient champions that we possibly can. We want patients to be informed about these issues and speak to lawmakers with confidence, but also relate those advocacy initiatives to their own personal lives, really putting a face to the name of some of these advocacy issues that we care about as an organization.
So many of us are walking away from this weekend just with our cups filled up, ready to figure out what that looks like for us. Like, how do we take what we've built here this weekend, add in our own experiences, and then get in front of the people who are making the decisions that matter?
Coming here to Champions Weekend just helps us learn how to actually advocate specifically for our disease and how to talk to legislation and learn how to really get things done for ourselves.
Part of how you make change is not just telling people facts and figures and facts. That's not usually very effective, but telling your story and how you've been impacted by these different policies is the best way to get people to really understand.
It's been a really amazing experience to watch a patient describe a story or a struggle that they've been through and learn how to communicate that story, meet with a federal lawmaker, and actually have that federal lawmaker co-sponsor or sign on to a bill.
Champions Weekend is important because it brings patients together and it helps us to become one loud voice that's heard by legislators, where sometimes if we're out there trying to get our message across by ourselves, it gets lost. When we come together, it is impactful.
At Champions Weekend, we record patient stories, and it allows us to bring those patient stories to lawmakers, even if the patient is not physically present.
I've told my story many times, but to tell it in a way that I know is going to be used in a professional setting to retell and uplift my voice has been really amazing, exciting, and just fun to be a part of.
The support that we receive to put on this event is absolutely key for us to be able to make sure that everybody in that room represents the broad swath of people living with chronic illnesses, not just the people that are capable of getting here on their own.
When we get into an event like Champions Weekend, I meet people with all sorts of indications and struggles and trials and tribulations. I can have a conversation with them, share my experiences, but also let them share their experiences in new places that I have not been to.
Because if we do this alone, we don't get much done. But if we have knowledge and we're together and we can even just uplift each other in the struggle, we can do so much.
Even if you aren't personally affected by chronic illness, there's someone in your life who is affected, and those folks need your support. Champions Weekend is an amazing opportunity for you to help patients advocate for themselves and for others who are struggling to manage chronic illness.